Welcome you all. Myself Mandu MK, lecturer in Government Polytechnic, Diploma in Commercial Practice. My subject Income Tax Practice. 6th semester, subject code 15 CP 62T. Income Tax Practice. Unit 4, Profits and Gains from Business and Profession. We have already completed 3 units. And also in the 4th unit, we have completed 8 sessions. In 8 sessions, we have discussed about meaning and definition of business, profession, vacation, expenses expressly allowed, allowable losses, expenses expressly disallowed, expenses allowed on payment basis, problems on business relating to proprietary concerns only. We have solved maximum sums. In today's 9th session, we have to solve some of the questions on profession and also other aspects. Unit 4, Session 9, Income Tax Practice, Subject Code 15 CP 62T, Section 29, Computation of Income from Business or a Profession, Problems and Solution. We have today discussed lawyer, engineer and other aspects. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 29 ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯದ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದಿಗಳು, ವಕೀಲರು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರರು, ಅಭಿಯಂತರು ಇತ್ಯಾದಿಯಾಗಿ. ಯೂನಿಟ್ 4, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ objectives of unit. After studying this unit, the students will be able to 1. Understand the meaning of business and profession. Identify the incomes chargeable under the head business and profession. 3rd, learn the process of calculating the net income taxable in case of business or a profession. 4th, identify the expenses explicitly allowed while calculating the net income. 5th, identify the expenses expressly disallowed. 6th, identify the expenses and losses allowed while calculating the net income. 7th, explain the meaning of certain keywords. ಘಟಕ 4, ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು. ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಘಟಕದ ಧ್ಯೇಯೋದ್ದೇಶಗಳು. ಈ ಘಟಕವನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ 1. ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು. ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಎಂಬ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧಿಸಬಹುದಾದ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು. ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರಿಗೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡುವ ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಯಲು. ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಅನುಮತಿಸಲಾದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು. 5. ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಅನುಮತಿಸದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು. 6. ನಿವ್ವಳ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅನುಮತಿಸಲಾದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲು. ಹಾಗೂ 7ನೇದಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಗಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪದಗಳ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ವಿವರಿಸಲು. Introduction. As we know that a person's income can be divided under 5 heads as per Income Tax Act 1961, like income from salary, income from house property, income from capital gains, income from other sources, and profits and gains of business or a profession. Out of these 5 heads, profits and gains of business or profession are most important and largest head. The income from business to which a person is chargeable under this head represents not the gross receipts from the business, but the profits and gains derived from there. For instance, in the case of a businessman, the gross sale proceeds would not be the basis for levying tax, but it is net profit or the profit or gain as determined in accordance with section 28 to 44 DB according to Income Tax Act. ಮುನ್ನಡಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಆದಾಯದಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಸಂಬಳ, ಮನೆಯ ಆಸ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯ, ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಲಾಭಗಳು, ಇತರೆ ಮೂಲಗಳಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಲಾಭಗಳಂತಹ 5 ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆಯ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಅನ್ವಯ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಬಹುದು ಎಂದು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ. ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಲಾಭಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಮತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆ. ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವಿಧಿಸಬಹುದಾದ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಆದಾಯವು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಒಟ್ಟು ರಸೀದಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಡೆದ ಲಾಭ ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಭಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಯ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮಾರಾಟದ ಆದಾಯವು ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿಧಿಸಲು ಆಧಾರವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಅದು ನಿವ್ವಳ ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಕಾನೂನು 1961 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 28ರಿಂದ 44 DB ವಿಭಾಗಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಲಾಭ ಅಥವಾ ಗಳಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. The chargeability to tax under Section 28 is based primarily upon the condition that the assessee must have carried on a business or a profession at any time during the accounting year, though not necessarily throughout the accounting year. There are two parts of this head. One is business and second is profession. Section 28ರ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿಧಿಸುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪರಿಶೋಧಕ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಷರತ್ತಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಧಾರಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಭಾಗಗಳಿವೆ, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಎರಡನೆಯದು ವೃತ್ತಿ. ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಓವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್. ಲಾಭಗಳು, ವೆಚ್ಚಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಲಾಭವೆಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಗೇನ್ಸ್, ಎನಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್. ಗಳಿಕೆಗಳು, ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಾಸಂಗಿಕ ಆದಾಯ. ಆಸ್ ದ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಕೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದೆಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸಸ್. ವ್ಯವಹಾರ, ವೃತ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನದ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಅವುಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Section 28 basis of charge. Section 29 computation of income from business or a profession. Section 30 expenses in respect of business premises. Section 31 revenue expenditure on plant and machinery, furniture and picture and other block of assets. Section 32, it is completely depends on depreciation. Here different block of assets are there. According to that we have to charge the depreciation. Now in today's lesson, computation of professional income of a lawyer. Usually lawyer have a variety types of income. His usual incomes are income from profession. Now consulting fees, he will consult the clients, he will receive the fees. Consultation fees is income. Practicing fees, now he will practice pleading, he will receive that fees. Supervision fees, valuation fees, gift from clients, commission, remuneration from professional journal or examination fees. Like he will receive different types of income. ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಆದಾಯ. ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು, ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆಗೆ ವಿಧಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು. ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು, ಮೇಲ್ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು, ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನ ಶುಲ್ಕ, ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿಂದ ಉಡುಗೊರೆ, ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ದಳ್ಳಾಲಿ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಜರ್ನಲ್ನಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಭಾವನೆ, ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಶುಲ್ಕ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವೃತ್ತಿನಿರತ ವಕೀಲರ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದಿಗಳ ಆದಾಯಗಳ ಮೂಲಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತವೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಆದಾಯ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಆದಾಯವೆಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಬೇಕು. Now expenses, less professional expenses. Now usually the professions have different types of expenses. Usually office expenses common to all professions. Office telephone bill, it is also common to all profession. Salary to assistants, it is common to all profession. Subscription to professional journals, it is common to all professions. Subscription to professional association, now he will make subscription for professional associations. Depreciation on vehicles used for profession, depreciation on furniture and office building. Usually all types of professions are same type or different type of expenses. If any expense is related to the particular person, it is eligible as a expenses of the profession. Now ಕಡಿಮೆ ವಜಾಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಆ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿತಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಜಾಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅವುಗಳೆಂದರೆ ಕಚೇರಿಯ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು, ಆಫೀಸ್ ದೂರವಾಣಿಯ ಬಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಹಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಳ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಜರ್ನಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಚಂದಾದಾರಿಕೆ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಸಂಘಕ್ಕೆ ಚಂದಾದಾರಿಕೆ, ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಬಳಸುವ ವಾಹನಗಳ ಮೇಲಿನ ಸವಕಳಿ, ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಚೇರಿ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳ ಮೇಲಿನ ಸವಕಳಿ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಏಕರೂಪವಾದಂಥ ಅಥವಾ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳಿರುತ್ತವೆ. ಆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ವಜಾಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಆ ಖರ್ಚು ಆ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿತವಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಜಾಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳು, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ವಜಾಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಉಳಿದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೊಬಲಗನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವೆಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡುವ. Miss Shraddha is a reputed legal practitioner. She has prepared the following income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st-3/2021. Compute her income from profession. Now, usually in your examination, questions on professions is till date not given. But for study purpose, whenever questions on professions are given, usually there are two types of questions. One, they will provide income and expenditure account or receipts and payments account. Now here, receipts and payments account is given. Receipts and payments account is given. Receipts and payments account or income and expenditure account. Here, in this question, income and expenditure account of Ms. Shraddha. Come to the debit side all expenses. It is similar to the profit and loss account. To household expenses, 1,20,000. Office household expenses is a personal nature. It will not be taken for the computation. Office expenses, it is professional expenses. Charity, it comes under different head. It is disallowable expenses. Telephone expenses, professional expenses. Income tax, it is also disallowable expenses. Rent, we have to see rent. If it is completely for a profession, we have to consider it. If out of this any information given in the adjustment, we have to see. Rent, gift to mother, it is a personal nature. Electricity bill, donation to NDF, it comes under different head. Contribution to PPF, it is a personal nature. Law journal, it is a expenses of the business. Salaries to assistants, it is also expenses of the business. Car purchased Tata. Now, it is a capital expenditure. Purchase of a furniture, it is also capital expenditure. LIC premium, it is a personal nature. It comes under different head. Car expenses, we have to see whether it is a professional or personal. Purchase of a computer, it is also capital expenditure. Surplus, 2,51,000 is a profit as per income tax, income and expenditure account. Now we have to ascertain. Legal fees, it is a professional income. Pleader fees, it is also professional income. Special appointed fees, 14,000. Gift from clients, it is also income from profession. House rent, it comes under different head. Income from house property. Interest on securities, it is also different head. Salary as a part-time lecturer in law college, now he is working as a different category. It is treated as a salary. You have to calculate under salary. Other information, rent, how belongs to residence, means personal. Car used for 50% personal and 50% profession. Now depreciate motor car at 15%, Computer at 30%, furniture 10%. Here rates of depreciation is given as per IT rules. We have to charge. Compute her taxable income. Now we'll start. Computation of income from business or a profession of Ms. Sulabda, legal practitioner for the previous year 2020-21, assessment year 2021-22. Now, computation of income from profession. Income from profession. Add all professional incomes. What are they? One, legal fees 12 lakh, pleader fees 60,000, special appointed fees 14,000, gift from clients 20,000. Total income is 12 lakh 94,000. That is professional income. Out of that, we have to deduct some of the professional expenses. Office expenses 70,000, telephone expenses 5,000, rent we have to consider only half. Out of 40,000, we have to take 50%, 20,000. 20,000 belongs to personal nature. Electricity charges, we have to take half, 10,000. Salaries 5,000. Car expenses, we have to take 50%. We have to take 50%. That is 30,000. Salaries to assistant 1,50,000. Depreciation, we have to charge depreciation separately. Motor car on 6 lakh 15%, we have to take only half, 45,000. Computer on 60,000 15%, we have to charge. It is completely entirely office. Furniture, it is completely office 2,000. Law journal 30,000. Now total expenses are 3,66,000. Out of this, we have to deduct in the income. 12,94,000 minus 3,66,000. 9,28,000 is a income from profession. Now in the sum only this part is required. But your knowledge purpose, we have solved the next part also. Income from house property. Income from house property. Gross annual value 1,50,000. Less municipal taxes paid is not given. 0. Then you will get the net annual value 1,50,000. On net annual value, less standard deduction under section 24A at 30%, 45,000. Total 1,05,000 is income from house property. Income from house property. Income from other sources. Interest on government securities 30,000. Income from salary. Salary as a part-time lecturer in law college 60,000. Less standard deduction 50,000. Now it is 10,000 is eligible. In total income from all sources 10,73,000. Deduction under chapter 6A. Deduction under ATC. Contribution to PPF 24,000. LIC premium 50,000. 74,000 comes under ATC. The maximum deduction under section ATC rupees 1,50,000. Deduction under section ATG donation. 100% donation National Defence Fund. It is 100% donation. We have to deduct 10,000. Total taxable income is 9,89,000. In this way, we can compute taxable income of a profession. Taxable income of a profession. We'll continue to the other professions. Now, engineer. Computation of professional income of a lawyer, engineer. Income from profession, consultation fees, site visiting fees, supervision fees, building valuation fees, gift from clients, commission, remuneration from professional journals, examination fees, material test fees. Now, it is learnt that different professions have different types of income. Hence, we have to compute or consider all incomes related to the profession. Whatever the income is comes under that head, we have to consider. ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಆದಾಯ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ. ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಆದಾಯ, ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು, ಸೈಟ್ ಭೇಟಿ ಶುಲ್ಕ, ಮೇಲ್ವಿಚಾರಣಾ ಶುಲ್ಕಗಳು, ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳ ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನ ಶುಲ್ಕ, ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿಂದ ಉಡುಗೊರೆ, ಆಯೋಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ದಳ್ಳಾಳಿ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಜರ್ನಲ್ನಿಂದ ಸಂಭಾವನೆ, ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಶುಲ್ಕ, ವಸ್ತು ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಶುಲ್ಕ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ವಿವಿಧ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವಿವಿಧ ತೆರನಾದಂಥ ಆದಾಯಗಳಿರುತ್ತವೆ. ಆ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಆ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು, ಕಚೇರಿ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು, ಆಫೀಸ್ ದೂರವಾಣಿ ಬಿಲ್, ಸಹಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಳ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಜರ್ನಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಚಂದಾದಾರಿಕೆ, ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಸಂಘಕ್ಕೆ ಚಂದಾದಾರಿಕೆ, ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಬಳಸುವ ವಾಹನಗಳ ಮೇಲಿನ ಸವಕಳಿ, ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಚೇರಿ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳ ಮೇಲಿನ ಸವಕಳಿ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿತಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಉಳಿದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು, ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಬರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆದಾಯವೆಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ವಿವಿಧ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ ಬಿಲ್, ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಟು ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್, contribution or subscription to professional journals, subscription to professional associations, depreciation on vehicles used for profession, depreciation used for profession, furniture and building, etc. Like all expenses related to the professions we have to deduct, then we'll get finally the income from profession. Now, according to Income Tax Act, following professions are covered under section 44AA, 1 of the Income Tax Act. What are the professions? One, legal, we have discussed one. Second one, medical, we have already discussed. Engineering, architecture, accountancy, technical consultancy, interior decoration, other notified professionals, authorized representative, film artist, certain sports related persons, company secretaries, and information and technology. These are the 5 heads. Under this head, different professions are there. Nearly more than 80 professions are there. Nearly more than 80 professions are there. Total professions are more than 80. They are treated as a profession. Now, as a student of income tax, if you have to take any income related to the profession, we have to add it. All professional expenses should be deducted. In this way, we can compute income from professions. Now, till from November 2015 till a date, there is no any questions on computation of income from profession. But as a knowledge, as per syllabus, we have discussed some of the questions on income from profession in 8th and 9th session. In the 8th and 9th session, maximum preference we have given to computation of income from business only proprietary organization. In the next last session, we discussed questions related in the examination. We have to solve the question papers of examination. Any for further study, you refer the books Singhania and Singhania, Taxman publication, income tax. Vinod Singhania, direct taxes. Singhania and Singhania, income tax की. S.C. Mehrotra, income tax Sahitya Bhavan, income tax department website. One of the most important website. You will get all information in this website. And the information is also latest one and authenticated information you will get only in the Government of India Income Tax Department website. Thank you. Thanking you, Mandu MK lecturer in CP 113 Government Polytechnic Belagavi, cell 9480275404. For your, if you like this video, subscribe it, and your any valuable comment, and give your valuable feedback also. Here we completed 9th session. Thank you once and all.